Yo, what's up, and welcome to episode 193 of the 30% podcast. I go by a fine African man, aka Afam. My co-host goes by Uncle Sam, the taxman.
That's not what I go
the
by.
Jedediah Are. And
me
we
Sam.
are the 30% podcast, a Kenyan music industry podcast that we established to talk about the comings and goings of the industry. Yeah, we just kind of wanted to create a platform where we can just have a forum about the Kenyan music industry, because ultimately we want the Kenyan music dialogue and conversation to be the highlight or the focus, whatever it is, whether it's negative or positive, which we'll actually get into later today. But anyway, Sam, yo, what's up?
What's going on? I'm trying. I'm not going to lie to you, man. I am trying. Of course, we're coming off it was a outside weekend. It was one of those. I don't know, man. I look like a mess.
I mean, your perspective must be different because you would have spent like the better part of the week like organizing, or no?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm playing around. No. I mean, there wasn't much organizing to do. We did most of our organizing on the group. But we've talked about the rituals. So usually when we have like ritual shows, we know what we're doing. It's just now plugging in the venue and like other different.
How do you guys? This is becoming an interview. How do you guys usually like?
If you're doing an interview, you have to do like a nice intro for me.
That was a good intro. I feel
you
like
called me Uncle Sam.
The taxman with the faxman who makes the
tracks, man.
I am surprised that
So
you actually
corny.
finished that.
Yeah, I'm too tired. My inhibitions are a little lowered.
No, I was gonna ask, like, how do you guys usually? So for those of you guys who are lacking context, we're talking about the Rituals Oontz event that happened this past Saturday.
Yep.
And it's essentially
Alloy.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
so my question was, how do you guys usually? So the last time you guys did it at Kovo, you've done it at Visit Ngara in the past. How do you guys usually like settle on
Then we did one in Mass House as well.
venues?
I don't know. I mean, so the good thing about it is that most of apart from me, everyone else in the group is a DJ. So they've played different venues. So I guess what we're doing is just suggesting what venues work, and like whatever venue it is, we're certain that a number of the DJs who are in there have already played there, so we have like a little bit of experience. I don't know. Right now it looks like we're doing a tour of like venues.
Of venues.
Yeah,
I like it.
But essentially, I think we're just looking for like the one that's really good. Kovo was fantastic.
Compared to Alloy, you would say.
Okay, I need to know what other people. That's the problem with me. I don't experience the venues the way other people experience it. One, because of my role doing stage management. I'm not necessarily walking around tuned to like the experience of the venue. I'm usually just trying to make things work. So that's what I've been doing. So, but on the other side, at some point, I feel like they all blur, man. Maybe I'm not experienced enough. They all blur. But you're at Kovo though. So you're at Kovo and you're at this one. What would you say? This most recent one.
I feel like this was more interesting because it had more. Because Alloy has more going on. Like,
in what sense?
Because like you can go to the upstairs play. Can you go to an upstairs like section in Kovo? I can't remember. No. Because Kovo adjoins to like some other club which is like
outside.
Downstairs or outside.
Yeah.
So for the most part, Kovo feels very like contained, while Alloy felt like, oh, there's the upstairs section, so you can have that experience. There's the downstairs section. The bar is pretty cool, and then there's the
balconies.
Where the place that was supposed to be.
There's more places for vibes to go on. Yeah,
and then the outside balcony. So it feels like there's different like experiences within the one experience. So I would say that Alloy felt more interesting as a event.
Yeah, I mean,
and sound wise, the sound was pretty cool.
It was good. Shout out to
I was surprised,
Griffin and everyone there.
I was surprised. Wait, so what was the reason why you guys didn't want to put the stage on the stage or like have the?
That was not our decision.
Oh, whose decision was that?
I don't know, because we're partnered with Jaeger and Hustle Salsa. Some of the decisions that we make, they're also like part in it. It's not like Safari Oontz just say, okay, this is what we're doing. Then we're doing. Yeah, so
because I wondered, I was like, it makes sense. Or did you guys?
but it's easier access though. And I just feel like when you have the stage down there,
like they
and
also
people
feel
are
closer
around,
to
I like that. I like that
crowd.
more
Yeah,
than
okay.
the DJs being on a stage and then because that feels like they're far removed. And some of the performers that we
I get
have,
that,
like Akinamura, Hiribai, they usually feed off that energy.
yeah.
And if you're really literally around the people, like it just makes it a lot better. I was shocked that, not shocked, let me not say I was shocked, but then I was pleasantly surprised that it went as well as it did. Because when I got to the venue, I got there like 3 p.m., 3:30 around. And I was like, is this gonna work? Like,
why?
I don't know. It just seemed very restaurant-y in there.
That was my thing because I've been to Alloy before, but it wasn't in an event setting, so I didn't know how it was going to work. But it worked.
It worked once they got like all the chairs and stuff out of the way. It worked, and I did realize. I had the mind that once people start playing music and people start flocking in, like it's not really going to matter what the venue is, as long as people are enjoying themselves around there. Then it would be cool. But it was a good night, man. It was a good night. It was tiring though. I was on my feet walking around. At some point, I felt pretentious.
Yeah, Sam was walking around heavy.
Yeah, because I had to. The entrance is on the other side, and I had to like take care of the artists and then bring them to the section, which is on the complete other side, and then just making everything work smoothly was a pain. But shout out to everyone who helped, man. All the guys from Jaeger, and from Hustle Sasa.
Yeah.
Nicole, Des, Stephanie, Samantha, all of them from that side that they usually make, I think, rituals go smoothly. So yeah,
I was just gonna say, from my perspective as a consumer or just like a person going for an event, I think my highlight would have been even the Mura Tina, the DJ Mura and Tina duo.
I don't know whether they did that on purpose.
They should. I think they did. And then
man,
when
what a set.
And then when Fancy Fingers comes out,
yeah,
because I didn't expect that to happen.
I didn't expect.
You didn't expect?
No, I went to get Fancy Fingers from when he was coming in. Call me, is like, yo, I'm a section. Can you come get me? So I went and got them because I had to give them their bands and whatnot. So as I come in, I'm like, all right, let me take you to where the artists are so you can chill. And he takes a left. He takes a right, and he goes on stage. I'm like, oh, he's up there. So I was like, oh, okay.
You're not saying
I had no idea.
You're not saying it was impromptu because no way it was.
I don't think it was impromptu.
Okay.
He looked like he was dressed. He looked like he was dressed.
Yeah, I think that was planned. That was planned.
I think it was planned. I just didn't know anything about it. But no, that was
for me. That was the highlight. Like for me, I think they killed it. Like as somebody with a very light Afro house like experience.
Bro, you need to do something different now. You need to get into it, man. At least you need to collab with Safari Oontz on one joint. Just one joint.
I want to actually collaborate with Mura. And then I had a brief conversation with him.
Yeah. Shout out to Mura, man.
No, shout out to Mura for real. But like, yeah, like for me, what would you, from your perspective, what would you say like the highlight was musically as an experience?
Now I have to think about the ones that I was actively paying attention to.
Okay.
I think DJ Mura, that Mura and Tina's set was really good. I think I paid attention to that. Hiribai's set was also good. I enjoyed that. I think I also enjoyed Chef K's. Because Chef K was up there solo. I just like Chef K, man. I like his the way he's moving, and I like the music like he's bringing on. Not to say that anyone else's set was less than. So it was, but I think those are the ones in terms of paying attention. Those are the ones that I was sort of listening to actively.
You're more locked in.
Yeah, because apart from that, I wasn't really.
Yeah.
But it was, man, it was great. It was a good night, man. Every time we have one of these, like I'm grateful for like how it goes down and just everyone. Bro, I'm tired. I have bags under my eyes, man. Like my knees are aching. I'm craving pineapples. I don't know what's going on, man. I just need to
you're
sleep.
Craving pineapples. I have a remedy for that, but later on you will see. Anyway,
okay, now I need to. That's because I don't trust you. I don't trust your remedies, man.
I promise.
I don't trust your remedies.
No, but speaking of bags under your eyes, there's this movie critic guy who has like dark circles under his eyes. And he was trashing the Kenyan film industry.
I know. Oh, yeah.
He got so much hate.
Can I be honest with you? So I got onto him when he was just starting to like pop off.
Mm-hmm. I've seen his work.
Yeah, it's.
But
I don't know. How do you feel about that kind of critique?
So somebody pointed something out that I thought was so interesting. They were saying he tries so hard to come off as
Contrarian.
not even
Oh, okay.
as intellectual, like holding a Rubik's cube and like the way he says things.
But
And
those
that's
you can't hate on that. Those are social media games. You have to do something
but
else.
that
No,
is
but
kind
that's a
of
social
true,
media game.
though. It's kind of true.
You have to do something so that people
I peeped
remember
that,
it.
when that person made that comment and I peeped that, I was like, you know, when you get the ick, like I got the ick. And
You got an egg from a man.
yeah.
That's social on TikTok.
So I
No,
was
it's
just like,
how do you feel about that kind of critique where it doesn't seem like
it's too negative. It's too negative. Like like being a critic doesn't.
it's just bashing, punching the
Yeah,
industry in.
being a critic doesn't mean that you have to be hyper negative. Whereas there are certain things he may have said that hold some weight.
Yeah.
I'm not like the most tapped into like the Kenyan film scene. Whereas there might be some things that could be true. It's just the way you go about like messaging some of these
It's kind of like
things
Sabato.
can
Isn't
be
it?
very.
That's his name, right? Sabato.
I remember. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
It can be
Let me see.
detrimental, don't you think? Like if you're hyper negative.
So I mean, so one of the things, and when
Because
we
how
talk-
are you supposed to like really grow
The
a
industry,
scene
yeah.
if you're just
and that's probably a symptom of a couple of things. Now I don't know his situation, but then that's usually when people do that. That's a symptom of a couple of things. Number one, they don't really know the industry or how to go about the industry, right? And so it doesn't benefit them to say good things about the industry or to give constructive criticism because they don't know what that constructive criticism would
and then
be.
also I don't know if
So it's just all negative.
and I don't know if he's tried to be part of like the film industry.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
because like also us we have so much grace for artists and stuff.
Yeah, because we've been in it, man. We've been in some of these
trying.
studios, bro. It's been difficult. It's not as easy as
it's
it
not
seems.
easy as it seems.
Yeah, so when you
like
say,
make
"Oh,
music.
films are trash," films are trash. Why are they trash? And comparing, this film is not the same quality as maybe a Western film. That's like 5% of critique. Like it goes a lot
it's a
deeper
part,
than
it's a
that.
part of critique, but like you said,
It's not everything.
It's not the end
yeah,
of
and
the
so we see some of that, and I think one of the things that we've tried to do is, as much as we might not be 100% supportive about things that are going on, and not just us. A lot of the people in the music space, at least the Play KE music wave,
Yeah.
There's a lot of positivity. There's an underlining positivity that is going on, just so because a lot of them like they interact with the artists, and so my thing obviously is that I think we do need to be a little bit more harsher, not in a bad way, but then I think if we are not as harsh as we need to be, people are not going to see the need to change. But at the same time,
you can't just trash everything. You can't just go out and just
that could be
trash
someone's
everything.
brand. Like Sabato, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of his brand, is
And
just to talk negatively about it and be what's the term? Like cause friction. No, that's not even what I'm
No, but yeah.
Be divisive.
Be antagonistic.
Antagonistic, yeah.
You know what I mean? But unfortunately, that's the kind of content that gains or garners like way more traction.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's
like,
what people want to see.
This podcast would be way
Gets the
bigger
people
if we
going.
came here to just shit on
Trash it.
people. But it's true. It's true. Nobody
Oh,
wants to
man.
hear you be encouraging on the internet.
It's not fun. Being encouraging is not fun. Yeah, but I don't know. But wait, were you just mentioning that? Like, did he do anything else?
No.
Or just...
It's because you said bags under your eyes.
Oh, you're hating.
then
That's hate. Why would you?
No, I just drew a parallel.
That's an interesting parallel.
But
Okay.
I do want to talk about people critiquing things.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Today, guys, welcome to the 30% podcast of mystery. This is going to be a
What are we doing?
mysterious podcast where we be, where we're not direct, where we are. Help me, Sam. I'm trying to like.
The thing is, I don't know what you're trying
I'm
to
trying
say.
to do a thing.
What are you trying to? I don't know what you're trying to do. Oh man,
Anyway,
your favorite songwriter was in the news.
It's coming under fire. So Cactus Owino, and she goes by
First off, that's a fire. I just feel like when I read that the first time, I was like, that's a fire name.
That's
Cactus
a
Owino.
fire name.
That's dope.
She goes. Her Instagram is Awoshi, and she just wrote this one thing and it got people rattled. She was just like, "Yo, I need Wasani to get back to being mysterious on Twitter. It's getting boring." Drops mic, watches the fire. You know that picture.
Some people need to pick that mic back up and say some more.
Have you
being
not
honest
heard of
with you.
vague posting? Vague posting
Nah,
is
it's
the
over
thing,
for that. It's over for
man.
vague posting. So people need to now pick up the mic. It's still on. We had the thump
Just
and you
give
went
us
down.
some-
Doop, 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 doop. We had it down. Pick it up. Say some more things. Don't just drop it and walk away. We need context.
So Ywaya responds, he says, mtu hawezi tumia app anajisikia nowadays bila restrictions. We are humans as well as artists. Oh, he's a human
Yo,
too.
keep going, man.
I can't be mysterious. I can't be mysterious. That's just who I am. Na kama mimi ndio hao wasanii unaongelea itakuwa ngumu kidogo. So then he says, so where my boringness too, which is kind of funny. But and then she goes on and responds and she says, see, this is exactly what I meant. Writing a whole paragraph explaining why you can't be mysterious.
That's crazy.
That's the opposite of mysterious. Just drop the lore, which, by the way, is the wrong usage of, unless I don't understand.
No.
Lore in
It's
this-
the wrong. It's a
Yeah. So just
It's the
drop,
wrong usage.
just drop the lore and potea like the old days. Wasani used to leave us guessing. Now y'all overshare every feeling. And a lot of people have essentially come to Ywaya's defense because, I mean, there was. Oh, actually, let me also
Okay,
read.
just an addition. There's another tweet.
Okay.
I don't know whether that's what you want to. So she added another tweet saying, "Before you all label me a hater, sorry, too late. Please understand, scarcity drives demand.
Yes.
The less available they seem, the more magnetic they become. Infrequent posts make every appearance or statement an event. Sijui kama inawaingia akrini. I guess she meant to say akili. Or am I?
No. She's. It's just the way he did so as well. And then Charisma chimed in. So he was joking, but then he got serious and he says, on the real, I don't even think she's a hater. Kazi yetu opinions will always be subjective, and this is hers, and I love it, to be honest. Actually, my greatest joy with all of this is that y'all give a fuck about Kenyan music, even down to how we tweet. And that care is getting us paid. There's a time people didn't care, and so a win is a win. So this conversation has vexed so many people, and we wanted to bring it on this podcast. We've kind of touched on this type of conversation where should artists be more mysterious,
Available,
be
yeah.
scarce, or should they just be available? Sorry. That was the
Yeah, I
song.
got it. I got.
Yeah.
got that.
So
Thanks.
anyway, listen, to be human is to be cringe, Sam.
I don't agree. I agree.
Right?
I agree. Do you know what I realized from this recent rituals? I need to be cool, man. I am terribly awkward. Terribly awkward. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, but that's just like, is there anyone who is like actually like cool in themselves? Like,
There's
are
some
we just
people.
cringe?
There's
like,
some people who are just like cool. There's some
dang,
people.
nah, you're my role models, man.
But
I'm-
98% of us are all cringe.
Oh man, I was looking. I was like, why did you do? Why are you the way you are anyway? But yeah, I mean, there's.
What do you
I
think?
think by
What do you think
cringe,
about the-
cringe
oh.
might not be the best word. I think vulnerable.
Oh, we're still in the cringe topic.
No. Because you said to be human is to be cringe, right?
Yeah, but actually, the main topic was.
No, but then it ties into the next
Oh,
part
okay,
in terms
okay.
of in terms of see. I think this whole
Oh, I see.
you
Sorry.
connected it, right?
Yeah.
There you go. I think this whole conversation is about artists
You
being
saying
vulnerable.
there you go was Lowkey.
Was it? Yeah, it was my bad, bro. My bad. No.
Oh, there you go.
You got it, champ.
Anyway,
Good job, buddy. No, yeah, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry, man. But then,
Bud.
it's yeah, good job, bud. No, I forgot about
The
what I was saying.
cringe.
Okay, no, yeah. So this whole conversation, I think part of it is vulnerability, and I think there's very different reasons as to why we are where we are in terms of like this whole fight. Because it's not just this. Like even on TikTok, there's a lot of reels, a lot of people talking about artists and their visibility. Artists need to be more visible. The next one, or if you're being visible, you're doing it wrong as an artist. Then you scroll back, you scroll up again. Or artists, you need to give the people a little bit more to desire. It's just like this whole conversation for me is about vulnerability. It's about artists wanting to be human, and the fans. coming from a place where we've almost turned artists into deities, right? And so you have to perform special functions and do special things, pay for shows, meet and greets. That's almost about it, actually. Or run into them on the street in order for them to receive love from you, or for them to interact with their fans. Of course, with social media, and just the progress of social media, artists have become more accessible, more available, and an artist just posting and just putting themselves online is not really doing much, because you need to give it's the whole story. Before, stories were crafted by blogs, they were crafted by radio, they were crafted by or by there was like entities and PR. It was crafted by PR, but now artists are crafting those stories themselves. And how you do that is vulnerability, right? And so Ywaya responding on that joint is just him being, hey, listen, bro, it's just me. Like, I know you guys look at me and with what I'm doing with Watenda Willy, and look at me, Woza World, and all of this stuff, and you think that I'm a super cool guy. It's just me, bro.
I think two things precipitated this whole...
That's a nice word, precipitated.
Situation. One was the social media back and forth he had with Charisma, because they were posting each other's like throwback pictures on Twitter, which I personally found highly entertaining, but some people found it cringe. And then two, it's Ywaya.
Oh, you find that cringe?
I don't know. Like,
what do you guys think artists are? Do you think that they're gods? Do you think they were dropped from the earth? They have throwback photos.
Somebody said...
Some of them are looking crazy.
Somebody said... Laura says, I'm sorry, like those two male artists going back and forth with pictures was so corny. Help. Like, no, it's true. Like, people find these things cringe. And
we need to ask Laura if she listens to their music. That's what we need to ask Laura. We need to know if Laura actually participates in their world.
The second thing,
so just talking.
No. I think she does actually.
That's just hate.
Yeah, but the other thing was, you know how he usually like interacts like with women on Twitter, like so.
Okay, exactly. There could be something there. Some criticism there that
let
works.
Me see. There's also there's a comment here. Someone says the problem with the old days is that they are the old days. They never had the social media or maybe even a personality. That's why radio and magazines were big. We had to get Vibe, The Source, XSL, and XXL, and Insider just for a scoop. So I don't want to just come here and completely disagree with the mystery, like scarcity building, like leverage for artists, because it's true. But then also you have to understand we are in a different time, and the whole scarcity idea only works for super, super established artists, like real like established art, like Frank Ocean level of artists. You know what I mean?
Adele and them.
And that is like the top 5%. For the rest of everybody, you have to be there.
You have to build the world for yourself. That's what, and I struggle with that as well. Let me be transparent. When I started doing music, I haven't released as much music as I would have wanted to, because it's not because I'm trying to be mysterious or scarcity. It's just
social media isn't your game.
Exactly, and I don't believe in that now. Like, after really doing a little bit of research and stuff, I don't believe that social media is not anyone's game, because you can play. Social media is a blank slate, and you can really use it for what you want to.
That's so profound. Like, I think the best way to do anything is just to be your own, like, authentic self. And then there's just going to be other people who gravitate to you based off of that.
True.
So you don't have to come up with this whole ass persona for social media, because ultimately that becomes detrimental when you have to keep that up also in your real life interactions with fans and stuff like that. It becomes horrible.
But the problem is people don't gravitate towards regular lives.
Yes, they do.
People don't gravitate towards regular lives. It's only once in a while where we see the guy, come with me on my boring life, and that gets views.
No, this is the thing though. Like, social media has completely shifted. So this girl who has been talking, I feel like her perspective is really very outdated, and it's a very Gen X slash millennial perception.
So that's how.
That's a tradition, by the way. That always happens.
It's crazy. Sorry.
Anyway, I was saying, like, and I mentioned this in an earlier podcast. We have always been used to just being the end product, the end of the line when it comes to like how
Who,
we
the artist or the
the
consumer?
consumer.
Okay.
We've always been used to, and now in the Gen Z age, right? It's the, and also millennial age, to be honest. It's been a thing where, okay, you're part of the process. You're able to consume, or not consume, but you're able to interact with the people who
Identify
we
with them.
listen to, or even who we watch on screen. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Social media has shifted where you had to have this persona of being untouchable to where, okay, wait, let me be more. And that's why there was a time way back in the day. I say way back in the day, like 6 years ago, when
6 years is not way back.
when these big A-list celebrities, all of them, all of a sudden, wanted to start YouTube channels or start podcasts.
And we don't only see that in music; we see it in sports. Like
In
guys like
everything.
Haaland just going and drinking tea on freaking TikTok.
Or doing
It's
collaboration
Yeah.
YouTube like things with the sidemen. Like nowadays, it feels like these guys are more accessible, and it's because people are tired. People are jaded by the whole, "Oh, I'm a celebrity. I will never be seen."
because back then, I mean, I don't know how true this is, but then from what we see, it looks like the labels and PR for an artist was be as little of yourself as possible. And then we're going to curate whatever personality works best for the music, and then you're going to do that.
Isn't that horrible, though? It's
That,
so
yeah,
horrible.
it is. But that was when people became stars. The Michael Jacksons, when guys started popping off back then. Your individual self,
So completely separate from your.
not only that, it almost feels like your individual selves. Yeah, it's very separate from who you are. That's because I think they felt like your individual self hinders getting to the money. And so what do we think is going to get to the money the best? And so this is a PR, this is the image you're going to get. Some of those images are completely false, but then they are very muted, very limited, very chill. And what we are seeing these days is, I think a lot of people are more interested in, I want you to like me for me and and the world I'm building. And it's also, I think, because
and the niche interests I have.
Yeah, and that's because I think, and this I think is a good thing that's happening, is a lot of artists are taking, even if you're signed to like a big label, them pushing you to post and to do all this stuff on TikTok is, sometimes it might be good, sometimes it might be bad, but then I think it's good because a lot of artists are taking more control over their narratives. And so hopping on X and saying, hey, listen, this is how I'm feeling, or I like pistachio smoothies or whatever you like. It's like pistachio smoothies is so pretentious. I like water. Is fun because people get to see you for who you are. Now, we don't know what the data is. If you're talking about data, right? We don't know what the data is in terms of whether this works just as well as what people, how artists were curated back in the day. Like, we don't know. This is all we have to see. So that's kind of, who do we believe?
We know.
Who do we believe in this?
We
do we believe the
know.
consumer, or do we believe the artist in this situation?
Oh, no, but okay. First, I want to say, like, we've had so many examples of artists who start off as one thing, and then over time they really just become more of who they actually are. And there's always a friction or a pushback between the artist and their management. When the creative differences and things like that happens. When somebody develops their own sense of, like, once they're able to, like, feel they're established in their field and feel like they don't have to rely on all these smoke and mirrors that the various industries,
curated perceptions,
have to, like, you know what I mean? Like, then it's like, you know what, I just want to be myself. We see that with people like J. Cole, who, just grew out his dreads.
Now
And
the skeptics will say, "Oh, that's a
No,
persona you're
I
putting."
think that's who he always has been.
Exactly, it's very authentic, and you can see the ones that are authentic, and you can see the ones that are really trying to be authentic.
Or like Bien, and how funny he genuinely is, and how he goes back and forth with people on
exactly.
On,
but if you meet Bien, that's how he is in real life.
That's exactly.
Just genuinely,
I've met him,
who
and
he is.
it's just this. That's how he is.
Yeah.
But some people are not that good with social media, and so maybe for them, the being more like, behind the scenes, or not doing too much is the move. So really, it's like it's for me personally, every artist is not. There's no like one formulaic way to do artist marketing or brand management for an artist. You have to leverage on who this person is. If they're this person, then you amplify that based off of who they are. If it's Afam and he loves like gaming or gaming content and that kind of stuff, right? Then that's what we need to do. Let's find a way for him to create content based and around that, and even based around the things he becomes interested in as he grows.
Yeah.
Because people's tastes also change, like as they grow as human beings.
Yeah.
The best thing is to do that, because like once you get into that rut of like building false personas, keeping it up, it becomes very, very mentally taxing. And so just let our artists be who they are, is what I'm trying to say.
And then when you say people, I think people's tastes change. I think definitions also change. And by that I mean, back then being being open and visible and accessible meant something different for an artist. And mysteriousness meant also something different back then. Being mysterious meant that you were still relevant, that you were still like, people don't know who you are, they don't see you. So these days, those two things have changed in terms of being visible and being active and present, in terms of present with your fans, like on whatever platform or however you choose to be, means that you care and that you're trying to be authentic, while being mysterious means different. I'm trying to think about what being mysterious these days would mean for an artist.
It's just being very like minimalistic with your social media perception. Also the interviews that you give out, whether it's for publications or like, radio shows and stuff like that. Like Beyonce, when's the last time you saw Beyonce just do like a regular press run?
When's the last time you saw Beyonce do anything?
Yeah,
apart from show up in Taylor Swift's wedding and basketball games.
Or it's a brand deal with something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And unfortunately for me, I don't enjoy when that happens, because then the artist doesn't feel like a human being anymore.
You've mentioned brand deals, which I think is another aspect. See, like a Beyonce wouldn't want to, if she knows that every time she steps out, she makes X amount of money. She's not going to step out all the time, because you need to create that scarcity so that whoever comes to you with the bag next is like, hey, there's this many people are going to flock to see you, and it's because you've not been around. So now she and her team has the incentive to keep bags are not being thrown around like that.
No, but so
the regular artist is not getting that bag.
But that's not necessarily true. There's people who are very saturated in terms of how we perceive them, and they get hella bags. Look at the streaming world. Look at people like Speed. Their essence is out there, but then those guys get to the money.
Streaming is a different game, though, because streaming is, first of all, streaming is new,
and streaming, the entertainment business.
No, yeah, but streaming is a different model, because streaming hasn't had the previous of people being inaccessible. Music has.
So that's what I'm trying to say is, this is the world we exist in, and therefore we need to break down those walls that we've built up for ourselves.
Yeah. I still think artists could be mysterious, and there's still value in that. And it's not for everyone.
Yes, there is.
It's like the 1%, it would work for 1% of you. And the problem with that is your personality has to be useful enough for that mysteriousness to contribute to it. People think that people make being mysterious their personality.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to be outside, I'm not going to say anything. And so now we're just starting to say a lot. It's a shift. It's a social media shift. Unfortunately, this has been driven, I think, by social media and how marketing has changed.
Yeah.
In terms of that, but it's all the same thing.
I actually want to piggyback onto what you're saying about the shift and social media and how like ideologies shift. So there's another topic I wanted to bring to you guys, and it's to do with, so like during the pandemic and slightly before, there was a wave of people really showing you how to be artists, how to be a music producer. I mean, me, I wouldn't be a producer right now if I didn't watch tutorials on how to make beats and stuff like that. But there's a huge conversation that's going on right now, that was spurred by Kenny Beats. He's a very, very popular producer. He's worked with the likes of Kinariko Nasty, Denzel Curry. And essentially, he was kind of upset at the fact that the veil has gone and there's no more mystery. That's why I said this is going to be a very mysterious podcast. There's no more mystery in terms of how things are created. So let me just play the thing that he said, and then we can have a conversation about it. So yeah.
I know your password now.
This is the new shit, 2026. We're gatekeeping again. Stop telling people how you made your music. Stop telling people what you used. Stop showing people behind the scenes of what's in your songs. I swear to God, your songs are going to sound better. Just stop fucking telling people about them. We need to bring the magic back. Being able to figure out how someone made your favorite song in 5 minutes ruins your favorite song. It feels like Tame Impala blew up, and then everyone was like, how does Kevin Parker make drums like that? And then everybody figured it out. And then you get there and you buy all the same shit, and then it sounds just like the song that you want it to sound like. And then you're just sitting there sounding like your favorite song. Y'all broke down McGee's whole thing to bits within
like
6 months. It's
like
the Tascam with the this, with the that. It's like, the more you do that, the less fun it feels. I started feeling lame, so I know y'all are feeling lame. It doesn't feel good to just go get a one-to-one answer. How did they make this song? Boom, here's all the info. It ruins it for you. I think you're better off going and trying to figure some shit out yourself than watching 6 more tutorials and then using everything in those fucking tutorials and wondering why your beats don't feel special to you. To bring the magic back, we need to gatekeep a little bit when it comes to every single production technique.
Yeah, thanks, Kenny.
So he's talking about like, so you see the irony is Kenny Beats is a big driver of this type of content where you're breaking down like songs that he's made.
Yeah, I don't like that about him too.
So it's very ironic,
he benefited he profited off that for a long time.
But we have to also give people grace because people's ideologies and their perception of life and everything shifts.
That's great. Okay, now before you actually get to the point, that's great. But then what do we do with preachers? And by that I mean, back then you were like, if you had interviewed him a couple of years ago, be like, oh man, listen, people need to see what you're doing. People need to see how you're working. Like, stop gatekeeping, stop. And then, so he's actively pushed that on people. And it has worked because he's one of the ones who have really opened that up. I put John Bellion in that category as well. And a few other producers, right? Like, I just imagine how rare, like when you see a video of Kanye actually producing, like that for me is just like, it's
there's
fantastic.
This
I'm just
one,
like, give me more.
There's
But
this
you'll never
one
get more.
video I always go back to for inspiration. It's Pharrell producing with this random. She's not random, but like she never really blew up. But the song is called, I think, Midnight Hour or something like that.
Are you talking about what's her name?
Something Ramos, maybe.
Ramos.
No, it's not. She's not big.
She's not known.
No, she's not.
Okay.
She's really not big. She had that one song that became like a hit, but it never really like panned out for her. But that specific beat, like for some reason, there's a whole session of
breakdown.
Yeah, of him breaking like making the beat from scratch, and I watched that so much just to like start feeling like.
Yeah.
I think it was around the same time they also dropped like the vlogs from him working with Justin Timberlake and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But okay, so the weird thing about what Kenny Beats is saying is I almost low-key agree with him.
No, but okay.
I almost low-key agree with him.
I hadn't finished, and we'll get into that because now that he's gotten a different perspective, he's making it seem like
the other perspective
like
is
the other perspective is wrong. But then that's what I'm saying about the whole preaching. Like, it's not in that sense. That's not okay. If that's what you want to communicate, then communicate it. But then you can't communicate it in a way that now you're making people who do tutorials, and people have built whole careers on what he was doing, essentially opening up their creativity to onlookers. And they've built whole like careers on that. People have actually built their artistry on that model. Now you can't come and say, hey, listen, man, that's trash. We're not doing that anymore. Because my perspective has changed. But anyway, that's a different conversation.
But that's a different conversation, and it's a bit of a hard one because sometimes you just don't know any better. Like when you're pushing something, like you know what I mean.
It's just
like
this is what I'm feeling now, and I want to.
But have you never had that experience? Okay, I can't go into detail, but like because I don't really have the examples on hand. But there's certain things that growing up I believed in that I don't now.
Did you ever believe in Santa? Wait,
yeah,
we're in Africa.
Of course, I did.
Do people believe in Africa? I mean, Santa in Africa.
Yeah, I mean, we watched TV, like, bro, like, we didn't come up in prehistoric ages. Like, TV
Never
was there.
believed in Santa.
And I believed it. Maybe I believed in it. Because, like,
They put cookies
the
under your-
Coca-Cola commercials,
Yeah.
like, bro, those things worked on me. So, at some point, I did.
Okay.
But, yeah, like, but that's not even the thing. The
Sorry,
thing
yeah.
is, like, yeah, there are certain beliefs and like, serious ones that we had growing up. And it's so crazy, like, to even say, like, in 2026, like as an adult in 2026, there's certain things you believed in when you're like 15, like to 20, that right now you're like, man, that was very dumb of me.
Was I walking around with that knowledge?
Yeah, like I was very shallow.
Yeah.
In my thinking.
Yeah.
There's certain words that are used that we cannot use today, but we used them very freely back in the day. And it's just like because right now we're more like enlightened to the detriment of some of those things, or how detrimental some of those beliefs you could have had were, right?
Yes.
So like, it's okay for somebody to have a change in perspective.
I don't think some of them are not even detrimental. I think some of those things just the meaning just changes, and when the meaning changes, it's not that it was detrimental back then. It's a whole different thing now, and so we can't treat it the same way that we used to treat the same word or whatever it is as it was back then. But that's semantics and word building.
Yeah. So anyway,
and
with
whatnot.
Kenny Beats, like, fine, he was a huge part of the breakdown. You know, with the streams, like he'd stream.
His streams
actually,
are
let me,
really,
because
really
maybe
fantastic.
I'm assuming people know what Kenny Beats
Or
does.
who Kenny Beats is.
Yeah, or who he does. So
Yeah.
if you're not familiar, like I said, he's a producer. But what he would do a YouTube series called The Cave, where he would invite various artists, Doja Cat,
Yeah.
like Vince Staples, all these guys, and they would make the music in front of you together. So for somebody who's never made music, it must be so fascinating because it like really breaks down. Because it breaks down what
The
making
mystery.
music is. There's a lot of mystery. Like growing up, and that's why I started making music. It's because it was such a mysterious thing as to how people make sounds and then have the artists on there like making music.
Yeah.
It was so mysterious. And so I had to know how it was done, right? And so people like Kenny Beats like have really broken down what it is. And then like even the platform that was made on Genius, like the beat breakdowns, right? Which they stopped.
Those things saved your genius.
They
That
were
was
so
crazy.
good.
It saved my life.
Bro, I
man.
learned how to be a hi-hat god based off of that.
Kinda.
Producers watching this know why that's funny. So anyway, like I learned so much about I remember the producer who made Passion Fruit by Drake.
Oh yeah.
Watching that tutorial
Fantastic.
just to know how, and then he was like, "Oh, it feels like clouds."
The
and
breakdown
then,
of
like,
Love Yours as well by Ill Mind, and
right?
man,
Like
that
watching
stuff.
all those
Why
breakdowns.
am I getting emotional, man?
I know those are such core memories for
Yeah.
me as well, because it's like I really wanted. Then I remember back in the day I watched. It wasn't even on Genius, but it was a rogue breakdown of Young Chop showing how he made I Don't Like for Chief Keef, and the Nexus presets. And so you run to Nexus.
We have those plugins, yeah, because we paid for them. We have those plugins, and you run to them. You're like, oh wait, this is I've passed over this sound so many times. It's ridiculous.
So like you geek over that, just like, you know what I mean. But
now you can't do that. No, now it's uncool. Now you can't show people your Nexus presets.
But okay, so there's also this argument, Sam, that the really talented people don't care. It's like, I will show you how to do. I will show you what I did.
Hey,
And
I will bring you all the tools.
and if you can replicate it,
you can't
good.
build the house that I built the same way.
I think so. There's
Not with AI. With AI, you're cooked. You can't do that with AI anymore.
You can't. But there's people who are saying that the real greats aren't scared of showing, because it's like it's really hard to, even if you have all the equipment and all the whatevers, it's really hard to replicate. While other people are and then people are adding onto that by saying that people who aren't very good, like they're not so good engineers or they're not so good producers, always hide these things and are paranoid because, oh my God, this person is is gonna steal my sauce.
Yeah.
Do you believe in that? Do you believe that's
what I'm really thinking about now? Because is there value in mystery as a creative? Like, and I don't mean like external value, like in terms of creativity, like is art valuable because of its novelty? I don't know.
And that could be sometimes.
I don't know. Like if you can't
like
get
how
to
did he do
Basquiat.
How did he do this?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, what's the guy's name? The guy who's running around the world spray painting things.
Oh,
Banksy.
Banksy. Or
like if you found out who Banksy was, like it's just some guy now.
But how about the mystery of how the pyramids were built? Like if we find out, if somebody finds a definitive,
I don't want to start conspiracy theories.
No, but listen, Sam. But if somebody gives definitive proof of how the pyramids were built, don't you think that the whole mystery
that's
an aura of the pyramids?
No, not for me. That's different. Like I want to know how it was built. Like that's cool. Like for me, I don't consider the pyramids art. Like yes, it's a building.
They are art.
It's not. It's a building. It's just a bunch of stones.
Oh my God! See, but you see, no. But you see, that's what happens when we know too much. Because we break down everything to what it actually is.
Yeah.
You have to leave some space for the magic.
That's what's her name was saying earlier, and you disagreed. That's what she was telling Ywaya. That's what she was telling Ywaya. You disagreed, man. What's her name?
Listen,
what cactus? What was her name?
I can agree with her. I can disagree.
Now you're doing what Kenny Beats is doing. Look, see, look. This is the problem now. Everyone is just double speak. It's all double speak, man. I know. But all I'm doing is I'm just trying to show you. Sorry, that's a bit psychological. But all I'm doing is I'm trying to show you that at any given point, your feelings about something could be different.
Yeah.
But we can't go on saying that, okay, now that I feel something, this is what it is, and everything that can be. I mean, I guess you can. It's a free speech, I guess. You can do whatever you want. But it shifts. I do think that there's valid points, because now as an artist, does it mess? So okay, let me say it this way. These days, when you're looking at, like, as a new artist, if you're looking at how to release a song, and they give you steps, at least 2 of those steps, if they're like 6, a few of those steps would be let people into the process and see how you're creating. Either give them studio pictures or like do breakdowns of why you wrote the verse the way you wrote it. So that's an important part of art these days. And I don't want to belabor the social media point, but that's an important part of art these days. So if we look at it in that way, that means there is value, right? Because people are saying, the experts, right, heavily on the quotes too, yeah. The experts are saying that you need to be in front of people. You need to show them who you are. You need to be vulnerable, like we said in the previous topic. So then that means that there's value in doing that. So if you're looking at it, then then there's less value in being mysterious as there was back then.
Yes. So sorry to interrupt. Wait, no, just finish that point.
I've already forgotten.
No, so I just thought of something though that he also touched on that I think is very important. Is that I think also one frustration with people watching tutorials or watching the behind the scenes and figuring out how to make music like Tame Impala or McGee is because people watch that, replicate it perfectly, and stop there.
Yeah.
Because
that I understand. I agree with.
Because like the beauty about a Tame Impala or a McGee or whoever, right? And how they came to create the art that they create is because it happened through experimentation. By the way, everything dope I've ever done as a musician, like making beats, has been by mistake. Like I've done something on the DAW.
That's like Bob Ross.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I've done
yeah.
something on FL Studio by mistake, and they're like, "Oh, wait, that sounds cool."
Let's leave it.
Yeah, let's just leave it
Let's
like
leave it.
that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I feel like when you follow the rules to a T, like that's how you become a good artist. The great artists are the ones who
There's the,
do that.
that's
and
like
then
the
after,
door into the
Yeah.
next step. Like now their world is beyond.
and the next
beyond
step
that.
is experimentation and breaking rules. Completely just like bending them and breaking them and just like, you know what I mean? And that doesn't happen when people are just watching. Like the thing is, we don't want the next Tame Impala or the next Maggie. We want the next whoever
You.
they are.
Exactly.
Yeah, you watching this. Like, don't strive to be like Ywaya Tajiri. Strive to be like you. And you
Strive to be as good as him. Strive to have the knowledge in terms of writing and doing all that, but then don't stop there.
exactly.
That's
And
not the destination.
And I think deep down, that's where Kenny Beats' like deconstruction of who he used to be is coming from.
Yeah.
Is that it's like the end product is there's a bunch of clones of people. And this is the last thing I'll say about it. When I started making music, I used to make such weird beats. The beats I used to make were so weird until I learned, oh, this is how you make a trap beat. This is how you make a drill beat. This is how you make an R&B beat. And then I started following the rules of what these genres were.
And then you can just feel the life slowly just
Yeah, there was a
just
time.
drain from you.
There was a time like 3 years ago. A producer came to this studio. I wouldn't say his name, but like he came and he played me some very weird stuff. It was so weird, and I was with another producer in the room. And we looked at each other and we're like, yo, this is weird. And actually, this kid actually blew up on TikTok a while ago because he released like some song that was really weird, and the comments were killing, bro.
Oh, yeah.
But then you know what I realized when I really internalized it was, no, but that's what we need. Like we need a lot of people who are just like pushing the envelope and just doing things, and sometimes it even comes from a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
But I think that's where like innovation comes. I kind of feel bad that I've become this person who knows how to make all these. I know how to make Gengeton and Arbaton, and I know which BPM I need to be in to make it
And you
feel
know
like
what pack you need to
Yeah.
go get the sounds from. And
to make it feel like a
what VST
Ketranada
works
beat.
well, exactly.
But then that's not where the beauty of making music is. The beauty of making music is like, oh, how about if I wanna make this feel like a Ketranada song, but I'll do it in a trap BPM, and then I'll also infuse elements
I'm going to use completely
reggaeton
different sounds
and
than I would.
Mumbaton.
Yeah.
Right? That's really where the beauty is. And I feel like when you start like inundating yourself with all these tutorials and all that, it goes.
Maybe that's why artists are starting to show us a lot more of themselves. First off, let's just say it's not every single artist that's doing this. In fact, the majority of the artists are still maintaining that old playbook. But then maybe that's why, because just the accessibility to some of these tools and ideologies and philosophies in terms of their creativity. Now, every single person, I can literally make music the way you made it, same cadence, same everything, and then release that music. And people are say, oh, this sounds like, this sounds like. And so then I feel like I don't matter anymore. So I'm going to give you more of myself, which you can't really copy in that sense, where unless you commit crimes. Identity theft. But then I'm going to give you more of me, and so then I get to maintain a little bit of myself in that sense. The scale, I think, is balanced in this case. I don't think any one way is better, and I think it's phases. I think as music and art, the art scene moves, different things are going to be valuable at different times, and so people now. Us coming in, and we're still in that era of breaking down your projects, of talking about why you wrote this, or even showing you some of the people that you've written about. Oh, this is the guy that was on the song. We're thinking about J. Cole talking about, exposing his landlord and stuff like that, and just that openness, or like in a different sense, like Drake on the past like year and a half, just exposing the fact what happened, how the beef affected him. completely getting rid of that veil of him being cool and saying, "Oh man, you guys switched up on me. That wasn't cool. I didn't like that. I'm cutting you forever." And so that's as it changes, different things are going to mean differently, and all these terms and terminologies, and even just the way we go about marketing ourselves as artists, is going to be different and it's going to change. So I think the best way is to figure out how, as an artist, what works well for you, what you're comfortable with. Never ever. I think the thing you should never ever try to do is never try to be like someone else. Like you're saying, don't just stop at the information you've been given. Use that information to go into like a different space and do things differently. But yeah, that's
Agreed.
Yeah. That's what that is, I guess. I don't know. We'll break even in podcasting. Like sometimes in podcasting, I want to show a lot more than just sitting down and chilling. Like I want to have people in the room bouncing things off more than the.
Maybe we need to do more live shows.
Yeah, maybe. Like the fourth wall for me is something to be played around with, not a rule I must navigate around carefully. Like for me, it's just like it's a tool that you can use and stuff like that. And I like that kind of media to some extent, where it's like we're being vulnerable up to the point of our existence, where there's things happening around us. Someone is hooting at the gate. There's a chicken crowing. I don't know, something, and we're not getting rid of that because we want to maintain like an image. But sometimes that also doesn't help, and it's a 50-50. Is there anything else? Can we get into new music?
Yeah, we should.
Let's do new music. Just highlights now. I'm going to confess, I haven't listened to the project. There are 2 albums that I want to get to that I haven't gotten to yet. Number 1 is Chiano's. Chiano dropped a project. The name is really interesting. I need to find it. Give me a second. Entertain the people, please.
I believe the name of the project is The Tree You Didn't Hear.
Yeah, that's a good.
Which is also the name of the first track, which is a cool what I listened to. I didn't listen to the entirety of the project.
Yeah, I also skimmed it a little bit. But yeah, he dropped that. From what I heard, I really liked it. Chiano is really good with the guitar, so there was a lot of guitars on there. And I don't want to do like a blind review of it, but I really did enjoy what I listened to. Television also dropped a project. I didn't hear much about this, man. I just need to tell us more about the albums. So much that people around the square and their circle that they're in hear it, but it's neither here. They dropped Wingu Latisa. And it's really cool. The only Rosa, I haven't heard music from Rosa in a minute. She's on this project. The band is on this project. Eric Wainaina, who I think they've collaborated with, also is on this project. And so, yeah. So I collaborated with a little bit, is on this project. So shout out to them. Shout out to those 2. I need to go and sit down and listen to those 2 projects. Bensoul dropped New Year's resolution in, what are we? August, the beginning of August. So shout out to him. It's a cool song. Did you listen to it?
I listened to it. Yeah, it's very uplifting.
It is. It's very,
and calming.
He uses but this is not part of the project. But he used the same. Are we getting a deluxe?
He might be rolling something out.
Okay.
Like an entire body of work.
Could be, because he's the same album art as
that's what I thought.
The EP he dropped as well. So anyway, shout out to Bensoul. That's a good song. I do enjoy that. He brought Scam Cardinali on that. I always say I like Scam Cardinali's verses. Did you?
It was okay.
It was okay. Okay. Yeah, Gillard is still releasing music. I don't know why I'm mentioning this, but he's still releasing music, man. Gillard has been in the industry for a long time. He releases Soliana. I want to shout out to him. This one is interesting. Baby Daddy by Furthermore.
Yeah, and I saw he's now distributing his music under different people. Yeah, man. So shout out to Furthermore for Baby Daddy.
Baby Daddy, yeah. He did a thing where like the name of the song is not anything in the hook. It's like one line that he said.
Just like one small thing. I love that, by the way. In fact, I was playing around with an idea of where I release a project where all the names of the songs are not even mentioned in the song. It's really just about what the song
trying to be mysterious
makes you feel.
Yeah.
I've done that before once.
Did it go well? Was the reception great?
Yeah, it was a song called Prism, but then the word prism is not mentioned even once.
That is kind of cool. It's very artsy though. It's very artsy-fartsy.
I like it.
Yeah, shout out to him. Just a couple more I'll mention. Pamoja and Nesimboro dropped Ebu Ringa.
Yeah, it's the. So now that
Ebu Ringa.
sorry to interrupt, but like so now that I've gone for a couple of Afro House events,
You can't. I don't think at this point now you can say, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm still a newbie." In
now I
Afro
can
House.
say
Like,
I've gone for a couple.
Yeah.
I can see so clearly how that would work, like on the dance
on
floor.
stage, right?
I see so clearly how it
as
would
much as
work.
I was not paying attention to what was going on in rituals, that's one thing I really noticed. I'm like, okay, this kind of stuff works. This structure works. It just gets the people going, and there's like structure to Afro house. It's not just the same, because I get frustrated because sometimes the same beats. It's the same beats, the same drum sounds, the same everything. But then how you figure out how to make it work now, especially now with a lot of like African vocals going around, is what makes a track. So yeah, shout out to him. MGM collaboration with Trav X and Koli Clan. I think that's how you pronounce that. And he dropped To the Moon as well. That is some more Afro house. Chuma also did Wawa with Tony Finger. And yeah, that was part of the. I think there's a couple more. What do you call it? A couple more Afro house joints. But go listen to that. Go support. Red Sun by Clark King and Mordecai Dex. I think I enjoyed this version more than the first one, if I'm being honest. There was a lot more musicality to it. I don't know. And Mordecai Dex added his vibe to it. But yeah, Clark King is pushing, man. We love to see artists go and try to do that. Let me see. Do you want to? Do you want to?
Yeah, I
talk
can
about what
tag
you
in.
listened
I
to?
mean, for those of you guys
Tipo.
who love Breeder, he released his project. He released an EP with 15 songs. So this is the longest EP in history of EPs.
Okay, but at some point, words need to mean something.
Yeah, at some point we need
an
to.
EP is an EP because it means something. We can't just throw a 57 song project and say, "Oh no, this is still an EP." No, words mean something. Shout out to him, man. That might be a world record for the longest EP ever.
But yeah, he drops an EP, Breadwinner. I skimmed through a couple of songs. I really liked Seesaw with Saru. So shout out to Breeder, is doing some real rapping over there.
Rappity rap.
So we had a cross country collaboration between Annabelle Rose, who is a Ghanaian artist, and she had released a song called How I Want It, like a couple of months ago. And she's done a collaboration with Zinia Manasseh on the same song. So it's essentially just a remix. And it's really good. So I implore you guys to go and check it out. Like some really good singing. I also listened to Kafi. Kafi dropped an EP, now a real EP
He
for
must
real.
be dreaming, yeah.
Yeah, he dropped
A real EP for
yeah, a real EP for real.
Can you believe what we're doing now? Like we have to define that. No, okay, this one is a real EP now.
So he
That's
dropped
crazy.
the Lost Tapes, Trap Essentials, and features a bunch of guys, Kina Kigs. The last song features Jovi, but I don't know why he's not like mentioned in the
It's probably an error.
feature list. Yeah, but like the last song for me was my favorite. So shout out to Kafi. I also listened. Did you talk about Team Discipline by Carla Moto and Makamanda?
I did not.
Yeah. So the Coastarians are still, they're still releasing heavy. So
Also, yeah, okay, yeah.
yeah. You'll check out Team Discipline. There's some really good rapping on there.
Along with Coast Boy Wale, dropped Kaza Mwana. He's part of he's a rapper out of I don't say Mombasa, but then out of the coast area. So wanted to shout that out as well.
What else did I listen to that you haven't talked about? I think those are the songs that I listened to that you haven't talked about.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, this is just an update. So last week we dropped Kitemeo, and then all of a sudden there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, oh man. I was like, oh dang. Everything came
from
out.
what I understand,
Yeah.
Master VK had a session with Capo. This is from what I understand. I could be wrong. I don't know. So he has a session with Capo in the studio, right? You start recording. Then, but there was supposed to be another artist who was supposed to come, but they come a little bit late. That's happened. That's normal, right? So then Kapitani comes into the session and they now finish the song together.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a collaborative effort. But I understand why Master VK would feel like he had more...
Dropped him off the song.
Yeah, I think he'd feel like he had more stake in the song because he started it like... He started the song first. Like before Capitani comes into the session, right?
Yeah.
And then now, I don't know what happens in between, but Capo takes off Capitani's vocals. No,
No,
Kapitani.
Captain takes off Master VK's
Well, Capo
vocals.
and Capitani
okay, yeah.
decide to just take off. But then
Collaborative
there's
effort.
a few backing vocals of Master VK's that are still in the song that's there right
It's
now.
intensely complicated.
And then also, I think the reason why he's been very like,
Because the song blew up.
yes, and also
This will never be a discussion if that song did nothing.
Of course not. And also because he's been trying to like blow up for a while. Like he's had like traction, but for the eight years or so that he's been releasing music, it hasn't really like.
And
worked
then
out
a
for
song that really blows up, then you're taking
they
off
take
it.
off your
I'll
vocals
crash out.
and then
No,
it's like the best song.
crash
Then
out.
crash out as
I'll
well.
crash out, man. Sad beef.
So he drops his own thing, his own version of the song, which was the completed version, and both of them copies strike each other, and now both
That's
songs
so
are,
2026.
So both songs are out of YouTube now.
That's so 2026 with
Which
the copyright
sucks.
strikes,
Which
man.
sucks
That's
because
ridiculous.
Kitemeo is genuinely.
Kitemeo has movement, man.
Genuinely,
it's moving.
that is my I can say that is my favorite Kenyan song of 2026
so far. Yeah, man.
Bagnianini, Alele Mtoto, which I learned recently.
kubeba nini books.
I learned recently what Alele Mtoto is.
What does
It's like those small like packs of Jabba. How would I ever know
Oh,
that?
it had nothing to do with actual children.
No.
That's so shameful from
So
me.
anyway, prayers for everyone involved. I just want the songs to come back, man. Well, it's still up on streaming, but like the YouTube video, man. Come on. Anyway, guys, so for our song pick of the week.
Hold on. Before we get into that, we've not done album art of the week in a long time.
Oh yeah, please.
And where is it? Let me look for it. So the album art that I think, dang, now I have to find it.
If you interrupt me, you have to be ready, bro.
No, I don't. Hey, there are no rules to this. There are no rules to the album art that I want to put is by, I think we've talked about Ether Wilson.
Oh, she dropped a song.
Yeah, she dropped a song with James Julian Villa. I don't know who that person is. But we've talked about Ether before. Yeah. Look at you. I hope they're not hearing that. The song is called The Way We Used To, and the album is just fire. I mean, just look at that. That's it's just cool. It's like
that is fire.
It's dope. So anyway, we've not done album art of the week. Again, we're still fighting against AI and its takeover. But yeah, shout out to Ether Williams for that. We need to do album art of the year awards at the end of the year. The way we do for music. Karen.
Coming soon to a podcast near you.
Oh, not this one. Go ahead, man. What's the
So I was going to talk about the song pick of the week, which is going to be Lowkey by Nikki Wakaba and Cedz Imagination. So I think I've only had like one other song of Nikki Wakaba's.
She just has one other song up at least.
So I didn't know what to release. I've seen her. She was doing backing vocals for Ywaya Tajiri during the performance they did in Greasy Tunes. And yeah, I didn't get to interact with her much, unfortunately, but like I listened to this, I was like, yo, wait. This is genuinely really cool. So and I also really love the production. So shout out to Cedz. But yeah, I think as a new and upcoming artist, like this is a really good sign if this is like one of your earlier songs and it's sounding this good. So I want to play this song. Did you listen to it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was cool. I like the production.
Yeah.
I like it. It was she didn't sound when I say she didn't sound bad, that sounds negative, but then it sounded good. A lot of reverb, a lot of atmosphere.
Sometimes I love that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So you guys are about to listen to Lowkey by Nikki Wakaba and Cedz Imagination.
Yep.
Hope you guys enjoyed listening to that. Why are you laughing? You see, you laughing to be cringe, to live, yeah? To real.
No,
what?
I'm trying not to be cringe anymore.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I'm moving on to something else now. There's more things than being cringe and cool. Like there has to be more. There has to be more to life than being cringe and cool.
You know what? You've eaten with that.
All right, man.
We're getting off the rails.
Exactly.
Thank you guys so much as always for listening to this
Shout
podcast
out to you.
and supporting us. We don't take your support lightly. As always, keep commenting on the podcast, whether it's on the streaming platforms or on YouTube. The conversations that you guys spark is what drives this Kenyan industry of ours. If you're new here, we usually like to end the podcast with the 3 C's, which is just a mantra that I devised for myself, but I thought I'd share it with you guys. The first C being confidence. Always be confident in your work, because that's what people are going to like feel when they listen to your music or consume your art. Be confident in yourself. Number 2, consistency. Always be consistent because it is better than talent. The talented people are cool, yes, and a lot of them become successful, but the ones who really break the mold are the people who are consistent. And sometimes those aren't even the super talented people. So always be consistent. And number 3, craft. Always work on your craft. Every day, spare some time to becoming better at what you do. Yeah, man, Sam.
And if I'm just thinking about the conversation that we were having earlier. It doesn't matter what the vehicle. So now, like things like social media and being mysterious or being visible, vulnerable, like it doesn't, like those stuff are cool. But then that's the surrounding. Those are the things outside of the creativity itself. So like when you're talking about creativity itself, it's like just strive to make good music, strive to make good art. Like let the art itself be valuable and good before you focus on how you're going to put it out and how you're going to market it and how you're going to do all that. Because it can get very confusing, I think, for new artists and with all of this talk about whether you should be visible or whether you should leave a little bit more for the artist to imagine and stuff like that. But anyway, just create good music, man. Make good music, make good videos, just do good art and worry about the rest later. Let the art inform all of that rather than the other way around.
Yes, sir.
And we are done.
We're done. And we will see you guys on episode 194.
194.
I thought you were going to finish it, man.
I mean, I said we are done. My brain, my brain tuned up. Yeah. 194. Bye.